So remember how we created over here this services section, right? It was actually the second section that we created, and you can see that it was pretty simple. However, it was doing a really good job, right? Now in this video, I want to show you how we can make this section to appear a little bit differently, right? Just in case, let's say that you have a different preference, right? So we're going to go all the way to the bottom, and we're going to create a similar section, right? Especially the HTML is going to be very similar. However, using CSS, we're going to get a completely different look, right? And for this, we're going to be using our new header that we created in the last video. So over here, remember we created this generic file and we saved it in a bracket snippets, right? So if we write over here generic, right now we have an option of generic file, right? And over here, this section is going to be called goals over here like this. And I'm just going to say that this is going to be goals, right? And over here, I'm just going to say that this is going to be container fluid, right? And this is going to be, I'm going to say this is going to be our goals, right? Goals over here. And after that, over here, end of goals section, right? Goals section. And over here, what we would want to do is we would want to start placing some items, right? But first, we're going to say that this is going to be a spanning, let's say, 30% on a medium screen, right? Over here like this. And it's also going to be spanning a 50% on a small screen, right? Over here like this. And we know that by default, it's going to be spanning 12, right? 12 columns or 100% on a small screen, right? I'm sorry, an extra small screen, right? So here, what we would need to do, we would need to write a, for the font awesome, right? The I element, right? And we're going to say over here class, and we're going to say that this is going to be a font awesome, right? So it's going to be fa home, let's say in this case, over here like this. And after that, you can see that we created over here this little tiny icon, right? And after that, we're going to create a div, right? And we're going to say that this div is going to be a class, and the class is going to be goals, right? And we're going to say this is going to be goals title, right, over here. And then within this div, we're going to place a, let's say, h2, right? And we're going to say that this is going to be like, let's say it's going to say that our goals, right? So we're going to write a strong, and we're going to say our goals over here. And maybe let's write this one right away like this, capitalize this one, right? Then we're going to create a h3, and we're just going to use a lorem dummy text. Now this text is going to be really short. So here we're just going to write it something like this, right? And after that, we're going to create a paragraph that's going to be outside this goals title, right? And actually, you can see that I actually made a mistake. We would need to cut this one out from a font awesome. We don't want it in the font awesome, right? We just want it in our column, right? So here we're going to paste it over here. So now it's going to be goals title over here. And within this div, but not within this goals title, we're just going to create a paragraph, which is also going to be a lorem dummy text, right? And here we're going to say that this is going to be something like this long, right? So we're just going to delete this one. And now we have our column, right? Now, the one thing we would need to do is actually paste it a couple of times, right? We need to copy and paste it because we want, let's say, 6 of them, right? So over here, we're just gonna copy and paste, see where it ends, right? And we're just gonna copy and paste this. Let's say, again, 5 more times, right? So this is 2, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So if we go over here, this should have a 6 of them, right? So we have 3 over here, and we have 3 over here. And that's pretty much it for the HTML, right? Where it was pretty easy to add this HTML. And again, it was very similar. However, by using a CSS, we're actually going to be able to get a far different result than we had before. Now, I'm not going to be going around and changing these font awesomes, right? because you already know how to do that. So I'm just going to leave them far home, right? But obviously you can pick whatever you would want. We have covered a few of them, and whichever you would like, you can definitely pick. So the next thing we would need to do is to go to main CSS and start styling.